Welcome back to AUTOID TV. Today you're back with Nathan this time. I'm also known as R23. A couple of you will know me as R23, but my name actually is Nathan. So today is the first day that the G82 M4 gets some mods. And today we're going to be putting on the Eventuri intake. I've not actually got it, it's in there. And I'm super excited. What we'll do at the moment is I'm going to pop the bonnet up and show you what the stock engine bay and everything looks like, because at the moment there is no sound at all, but there's no intake sound, no exhaust sound or anything like that, as you see on the video before this. So let me just pop the bonnet up. So here is my lovely brand new engine bay. As you can see, this car has two turbos, which means it's got two lots of air filters, which means we've got our work cut out today, Kai.
Yeah, we do.
We've got to install pretty much two lots of intakes on this one.
Yep.
Obviously BMW have designed all of this system to be super quiet. The people, your average person, obviously I'm not your average person, but your average person don't want to hear all like the engine noise, don't want to hear intake sounds, don't want to hear the big whooshes. But today we're gonna get that on. What I will do is I'm gonna take you inside right now and I'm gonna unbox the Eventuri and show you everything you get in the box, and then we'll crack straight on with getting it fitted. Okay, so here we have the Eventuri intake for the G8X platform. This fits the G80, G82, and obviously the new G81. So what I'll do is I'll just get an unboxing for you and show you what actually comes in the kit. It's a massive box because obviously you've technically got two intakes with this particular kit, where obviously we have two turbos, two filters, so everything is doubled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all this packaging out for now. Nice thing about Eventuri, you get your lovely little sort of packing slip, shows you everything that you've got in it. You get some stickers and instruction manuals. So I'll start getting the parts out now. Just pop this box on the floor quickly. So everything comes lovely and wrapped up, so nothing gets damaged in the postage. Loads and loads of wrapping, so if you give me a minute, all of a sudden these are all going to get unwrapped ready. 3, 2, 1, pow. And just like that, everything's unboxed. That took me ages, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie, because there is a lot of stuff you get in this kit. This is your comb filter. This is your other comb filter. Eventuri put a lot of time and development into the quality and the whole design of everything to do with this. Everything is optimized for maximum airflow and at the same time keeping your intake temps nice and cool, so it's a full sealed unit. Everything is nice and light, all feels extremely high quality. We'll have a little zoom in and have a look at that, with obviously the Heritage red cone filter. You've got your two turbo elbows. These will basically connect the intake directly onto the turbo. You get a few little silicone hoses, same with that. Nice little cold air duct, which will actually go on and that will feed the air from the front of the car into the intakes. You've also got your big carbon intake pipe, super large bore. This is your other carbon air duct. So that's everything that you get in your kit. Now what we're going to do is crack on and get it installed on the car. Okay, what's first then, Kai?
Alright, step one will be we'll get the strut brace off and the engine cover, just to free up a bit more space to get them intakes out.
First one's off. Now we're just going to pop the engine cover off as well. Just pulls off. Right, engine cover's removed now, what's next?
Next we'll be loosening this Jubilee clip, get this airbox out.
Pop that off. Yep.
Pull out.
There we go. First box out.
Next step we'll be getting this intake pipe off.
So we're just popping off the turbo elbow now. So we just popped a swivel tool on the end of that, because this one at the bottom is very difficult to get to, but we've managed to get out now. Be very careful not to drop anything though, Kai.
Try my best.
There we go, she's out. So I thought I'd just show you guys the diameter difference between the Eventuri vs the standards. Obviously it comes to the same port that goes on the turbo, but look at the difference in that. Way more airflow with that.
So next we'll be removing this air duct here and the rubber grommet attached to it.
Yep.
Then we remove these two clips and this connector here, just to give us a bit more movement. Now we've got a nice bit of movement here. Right, now we just want to pop this clip off here to remove this intake tube. Next we'll just remove this Jubilee here. Tube off.
Get rid of that.
I want that. Just gonna pop this air box out now.
Yep. Straight up.
Remove this air duct on this side now, just like that.
So if you're not too familiar with the S58, it's pretty much a beefed up version of the B58, but instead of one turbo, or one twin scroll turbo, it's now got two separate turbos. So we can see one turbo, cheeky one down there, and the other turbo is slightly smaller, I believe. Just here, she's actually hidden away down there. We haven't taken the elbow off yet, but she's just there.
We're going to remove this sensor on the turbo elbow.
Yep.
Then going to remove this 10mm nut here to take this bracket off, just to move this module out of the way, just give us a bit more room.
Yep.
Then there's two, I don't know if you can see, there's a bolt either side of the turbo elbow just to get that popped off.
Can't actually see, but I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Just trust me, there's
All right,
two.
cool. No, got a bit of movement in that now. So we just pull in the other elbow out now. You can see the turbo there, no? So we've got the other turbo elbow and the new turbo elbow. What's going on, Kai?
So there'll be two screws holding this in. You just remove them, take this breather hose off.
Yep.
Be a metal shim inside that you need to pop out and place in the new one.
Cool.
It's got a little notch on it, so you can't mess it up, basically.
Oh, that's good.
So the metal shims in the new turbo elbow. I don't know if you can see the little notch at the top there.
Yep.
And then just pop the breather back on. Get that screwed in, and that's all done.
We've now dressed the Eventuri intake elbow up for the lower turbo. Popping that up.
Grab the carbon duct for the right side if you're looking at the car head on. This will slot into the OEM air duct there. And then you've got a rubber grommet which will clip into there.
Perfect. So now the first carbon duct's all installed. Make sure that you've butted this part right up to the OEM duct. So now we're going to start getting the cone built alongside the intake pipe, just get it all pieced together with the Jubilee clips. So you want to slot that side on just like that, then slot the big daddy in. She's in.
Just going to put this bracket back on now, because it will be covered up by the carbon intake tube here. You want to just get like a cloth or something, just to cover these metal tabs, because you don't want them scratching the carbon.
Yeah, if you scratch my carbon intake, I'll be very upset, Kyle.
Yeah, well, we're not going to scratch it, so.
So we've just put the long sort of intake pipe into the little flexi that goes onto the turbo elbow. Now we're just going to get it done up. So we're just doing the rest up by hand, because obviously you don't want to go too tight on this. It just needs to be tight enough that it's not going to pop off, but also not so tight that you crack the carbon in half.
Next we're just going to pop these plastic push clips just to hold this in place.
So now we're just going to tighten these two up. So now we just pop in these two bolts in here, getting them nice and tight, and that'll just secure the intake from moving around.
Now I'm just going to pop this back on there.
So this bit is probably going to get a little bit techie. So we've got to try and have the swivel socket on that, whack it on the turbo, but where it's like very hidden and tucked away, it might be a little bit hard, but let's go for it.
Give it.
Oh, he smashed it first time.
Easy, mate, easy.
It's easy money, isn't it, for you? The thing that I do actually love about the G82 is the fact that it has these lovely paddle shifters. I just literally noticed the red looking through the windscreen. You get these super nice carbon paddles with the comp pack. Okay, so that right there was horrible to do. It's so tight to get something underneath that, so yeah, that was a pain in the arse.
Move these two, because the housing on this side, the bracket will secure into there. We are going to remove these two bolts to move the coolant tank out the way, just to get a bit more clearance. There's a silicone coupler that will go there. Just get it all tightened up.
So we're getting the air duct in now.
Next we're just going to put this silicone hose on.
So now that's all on, we've got to get the cone in. So, cone's all fitted in now. You have to try and like angle it in and whack it down whilst moving this piece out of the way. So now we're just tightening these bolts up, tighten this back into place, and then it will be putting the strut bars back in, and hopefully it's all done. Okay, so now get the engine cover back on. New day, new haircut. It got a little bit dark, so we finished the rest of the video off today because it's winter and it's absolutely freezing. Everything's frozen, isn't it? First impressions on the Eventuri intake after I've taken it through. I've probably done around sort of 50 miles on it now, and it's not massively loud, but you can still hear it. When the windows are up and whatever, you can't really hear too much, but when the windows are down, you can actually hear like a nice amount of intake sound. You get a nice little allocate a couple hours, because as I said before, this sort of area down here is very, very tricky. If you do like the Eventuri intake, they're available in our store, AUTOID. I'll put the link in the description down below. I'm going to show you some cinematics, show you what this intake actually looks like, and then I'm going to take the car out. I'm going to jump in someone's boot, nice and safely, and I'm going to try and record a front-on roller of what this actually sounds like, and hopefully it goes all right. I might actually fall out the back of the car, don't die, but don't worry about that. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, turn post notifications on, or whatever you want to do, because if you've got a G82 or thinking about getting a G82 or a G80 or anything, you're going to want to stay tuned with this, because there's loads of stuff going on it. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.